Hi, my name is Alex Beebe. I am from Dallas, Texas. I currently live in Los Angeles, California. I've been here for about 7 years. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about my project, C.A.S.I.D.I. It's spelled C.A.S.I.D.I. It's an acronym. I'm not going to explain every letter for you guys today, but what I wanted to share was a little bit about my project, what I'm looking for, and where I stand. So to begin, why I'm doing this project, I've always had an intriguing love for innovative technology. And being my background in music, I have a degree in music performance and music media from the University of Texas at Arlington. As well, I've been playing music since I was 5 years old. So I wanted to create a space that combined both my loves for innovative technology and music as well. You know, being around music so much, the last couple of years I started to see a shift in the music studio, especially when COVID hit. But even prior to that, I was noticing a shift in the way that people were approaching, recording records and building albums. Even Billie Eilish, a lot of people didn't know that, all those Grammys she's won, she recorded at the comfort of her home with her brother. So I had the idea to create a personal AI assistant for the studio so that, one, you were never alone, but two, you always had access to the knowledge of a professional engineer at the highest level. And the reason I started this project was because I wanted to create something that doesn't exist yet. I always have the mentality that most people, they don't know they need something until it exists. And most of all, if I don't create it, eventually someone else will. So I try to pride myself of being a pioneer and creating these ideas that come to me. So the customer and business needs side of this results in the focus being the artist. And that's because most artists don't have a degree in music engineering or production. While recording basic vocals or instruments is very easy and pretty much anybody can pick up. It's the extended knowledge that goes beyond that of, managing plug-in chains, vocal chains, recording methods, things like that take years to master. And even at that point, some people can't. On top of that, new technology emerges every single day. So you're having to constantly educate yourself on new methodologies and technologies, which can be a lot to take in at times. So what C.A.S.I.D.I does is take away the need to learn or manage that technical side of the recording process and give you that time back to use more on the creative side. In addition to that, having an aid that will be able to share and do anything in the recording that exists at a high level is very beneficial and will eliminate the frustrations of having to go to different studio sessions or different studios and teach a new engineer how you prefer to be recorded every single time. Cutting down the time that you need to get familiar with each other and being able to go in there and start working immediately. So what I'm planning to do is take a manual process that currently is performed by real humans and turn it into computerized data and have it performed by an AI model. So the plan on how this works is there's a 3-step process. I call them pre, during, and post. What that means is the pre would be before you actually start a recording session. It's just a one-time where you'll go through a series of questions that help the AI learn what it is that you like about recording, how you like to be recorded, any type of methodologies that it should be aware of, and things like that. So it has an idea of how you like to be recorded. Obviously, you can't perfect a recording session just off of information. So the during is in real time, where it actually gets to see you perform and learn from your performance on the fly and adjust in real time to your behavioral patterns. So as you're singing or rapping or playing an instrument and you have certain quirks or ways that you like to record, it catches on to those, teaches itself to understand when you do those things so that when you do it, it already is expecting it. And then last is the post, which is after a session, always trying to gather more data and information so that it can become better at what it does. So, asking how did I do in this section, or what would you like more of, or, just questions that can help it continue to learn. So where I'm at with my project right now is I partner with AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, and they've put me in touch with some engineering teams to help start building a POC, which is a proof of concept. So at this point, basically trying to build the most basic version of it to show that it can deliver what we're trying to do. From there, what will happen is once we have a proof of concept, then we'll add in all the super details that we would like it to do on a very detailed level, and make it even more complex. So that's where we're at in terms of production of the model now. What I need most as the designer is one, the investment side is the most important because right now I fund everything out of pocket. So paying these engineers, even my memberships with AWS and things like that, all that comes from me until I start finding investors and funding, which I've started doing research on my own to start building those as well. But obviously, the more investment, the more funding, the more we can create, but also the faster we can create. The deadline, not necessarily deadline, but the expectance for us to try and complete a PLC is by the beginning of Q1 in 2023. So that's a little bit about C.A.S.I.D.I, about myself. I'd love to give as much information as possible, and hopefully I make it to the next round so I can answer more questions about my future and plans for C.A.S.I.D.I and how we plan to change the way technology is used inside the music industry.